Yes, clearly the inhuman abomination that, looks aquatic cannot possibly follow us on this boat. Before we get started, I just wanted to talk to you guys for 1 second. If you want to skip this whole little speech here, you can go ahead and go to the time code, which should be about right there somewhere. There's also going to be a bookmark on the timeline. I want to take a moment just to thank everybody for all their messages, condolences, well wishes. These last couple days. I'm recording this on March 29th. If you didn't see the post here or on social media, we were in a pretty serious car accident a few days ago. Thankfully, we're all okay. Car is totaled, but we managed to crawl out of there with relatively minor injuries, given how severe it was. So I'm very thankful for that. We're still in a lot of pain, though. My daughter, thankfully, who was in the back, was not on the side that got T-boned. She got away with some minor bruising, some soreness, but she's thankfully okay. We're all okay. Two of us are on pain meds because we got hit by a truck, but we're fine. So thank you again for everybody, and thank you for obviously I'm going to put my family and our well-being first, but I did have to explain, this is going to set back some of the movies that you all voted on, so I just ask for patience, and thank you for understanding that. Nobody put a message up that said, like, oh man, but I voted for The Empty Man, I'm not going to get to see it. Thank you for understanding. So first off, that's number one. So number two, this is actually coming out on my birthday. It should be coming out August 20th. So I'm doing this for me, not just because, well, I was going to do this for me regardless of what happened a couple of days ago, but I need this. I need a little bit of a brain break. So I've seen this movie before. I have, and I love it, and it's one of my favorite movies. I think it's one of the best Lovecraftian adaptations because the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society managed to do, with basically what amounted to a crowdfunding effort, they filmed what had been called the unfilmable. So this is not a first-time reaction. I haven't seen the movie in maybe 5 or 8 years. So this is more of a running commentary and some riffing. Because I'm a huge fan of Lovecraft's fiction. Not Lovecraft himself. The man was a racist misogynist. But I am a Lovecraft fan. Lovecraft fiction fan, I should say. So it's also, Cosmic Horror Month here on the channel. So I figured this was appropriate. Also, this should be very interesting because they got me on the good stuff for the pain because we got T-boned on the driver's side. Guess who was driving? So that should be interesting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and watch The Call of Cthulhu. I actually don't know how much this movie costs now that I'm thinking about it, but it's not a lot. It really wasn't. Oh, and the fact that they filmed it in the style of a 1920s movie. It's brilliant on two levels. One, that's when the story came out, and two, it lets them use filming techniques and special effects techniques that won't break the bank. They're not easier, but they're definitely a lot cheaper than hiring like a full CGI team. I'm going to be grinning like an idiot for most of this thing because this is an amazing movie and I love it. Also, prescription strength pain medication. Starry Night and just the symbolism of the final piece, which really ties into the story itself, the investigation into years of looking at the Cthulhu cult, and then, the final piece, which is the ship's log at the end. Well, the sun went supernova outside. Of the frame narrative too, that this is like him giving away the last, the evidence that he's collected, and it's the chapter headings. And you found his porn. Actually, I wonder if you were to show clips of this movie to somebody who didn't know what it was, would they believe it was actually from the 1920s? Because I've seen a couple of pictures from the 20s, and this is pretty spot on. His old penthouse. Oh, Cthulhu cult. That's cool too. That's cool too. Jesus. I love these transitions. Like, they really put in some thought and some work into how to make this be very visual too. Yes, and that's the problem. It's new. On to other topics. Things I saw and heard and felt. Yeah, I saw cats too. Oh my god, and the way they've interpreted Relay, the city of Relay, the non-Euclidean geometries and everything, it's fantastic. Very cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
How old are you? 30? 40?
Not even close. I am 5,000.
Got your interest now, Doc, huh? Yeah, I've had those dreams where you remember math class from the 7th grade. There's the big guy. It's the worst DoorDash ever. Where were these exteriors shot, actually? Was this actually, like, in Boston and, you know, Lovecraft country? Nice split screen there to do the model cars. What do we suspect at a fever? Can't you take his temperature? I don't usually make a reference to places like this being like Arkham Asylum, but the thing is, in this one, he probably is in Arkham Asylum. The soundtrack's also amazing. I actually have a copy of it. Voodoo orgies. Can we see more of those? Visual storytelling. It's difficult to do, but they managed to pull it off here. I mean, they're basically taking the text and now we're seeing it. Like, we're seeing a representation of it, and it's perfect. Because the original story, you know, as classic as it is, it's really just him explaining things. That first breakfast scotch is always the best, huh? Dat stash. Is it LaGrasse or LaGrassi? I feel like because it's like Cajun country, it would be LaGrasse. Ta-da! In my mind, he has a pirate voice. In the early 70s, Greenland among the Eskimo, degenerate band devil worshippers showed me such a thing. Arr. What? Oh, that thing, yeah. Dildo of the gods. Oh, he's heard it. He knows what it means. Here's your quart of scotch, sir. And then just move the wheel back and forth like you're driving. You know, like we all do. Drums, drums in the deep. Yeah, you know it's really bad when they have to go to the cops and ask for help. I've never been able to find, like, behind the scenes, like, footage of, like, how they've made this, so I'd really be curious to find out. Like, I don't think they went to a swamp to film this. I don't think. Pretty sure this is a set. I don't know why you need the dinky little lantern. There's plenty of light. No means no, Inspector. Agonized lust. I know there's a bit of a vocabulary barrier. You know, obviously words get used differently. That's a great shot, by the way. But I always wondered about that. Agonizing lust. I don't know why you needed to part those. You can very clearly see what's going on. Yeah. Great use of compositing here, by the way. The masks, too, are a really nice touch. Also, before we go any further, I have a question, and it's a serious question. What the hell is that? You see it? See it? Okay. Editor, enhance! Okay, what is that thing? Like, it's clearly not a person, right? It's not. It's huge. Somebody told me that it's supposed to be Shub-Niggurath, the black goat of the forest with 1,000 young, but I don't know. And I mean, this isn't high enough resolution for me to really make it out. So if anybody knows what that's supposed to be, if anybody from the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society can please tell me what the hell that is, I would greatly appreciate it because it's bugged me for 20 years. I mean, look, John Wick, it ain't, but it works for what it is and what it's supposed to be, you know, mimicking style-wise. It works. So police tactics haven't changed. This is really what makes a lot of Lovecraft stories really interesting, is that they seem like fantasy, but a lot of them also have a scientific basis for them. Like, what was it? The Dreams in the Witch House. Like, the witch is basically using super advanced science that appears to be magic. It might as well be, you know, being given what she can do, but yeah. Should you be standing that close to him with a gun? No, they don't, and you're actually gonna die soon. What a kook. Something else at work. Plot, perhaps. I know there's a lot of versions of Relay that look just, you know, massive and titanic and spires and all these different things. But I like the versions best that it looks just absolutely stupid. Like, it really should look like it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because it doesn't. Indeed. Safest thing, actually. Best way to survive a Call of Cthulhu RPG, by the way? Don't play. Final piece. Get it? Get it? Remember the beginning? Alright, folks. Get ready. Here comes the movie's guitar solo. Yeah, one must wonder, why was the alert abandoned? Notice, too, that all the ocean that you see in all these shots is actually just sparkly cloth. And it works. Strange, the island is not on the maps. What could that possibly mean? It's a MacGuffin. I mean, I guess we could try to make port, or we could go to the mysterious island that apparently doesn't exist anywhere. I mean, you don't have to, but I guess.
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
Yes, yes, numbers, dates, names, things. Everything's coming together. Have any of you ever actually written with a fountain pen? I never have, and I feel like I'd make a massive mess. Da 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 da. Something took hold of him. Damn, he's MAGA. God, this scene always brings me back to doing archival work when I was an undergrad. I basically worked in a room like that. I feel like something like that, you'd probably want to wear gloves, or you'd be required to wear gloves. No touchy. Dun, 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 dun. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. That must be nice, just being able to travel the world looking for clues to something that's basically a hobby. Niman Erdud. I don't even know Norwegian. I think I understood that one. Well, thank God the man wrote everything down, right? Written in English, so my beloved wife Greta will not be able to read it. I see, yes. Keep the man's wishes, right? Onto the SS stock footage. Shouldn't read it. Yeah. But curiosity. Again, this is how you die in a Call of Cthulhu RPG. Nice compositing. I love this. I know that to a modern eye, the effects in something like this look cheap or even outdated, but it's really important, especially when you're looking at older films, to kind of keep things in context. Like, these are the effects that they had. There's no computers. There's no green screen. You had to, make do with what you had. A lot of these effects they had to do in camera. Obviously, for this production, they have a little bit more leeway, but not that much. I also love how they're actually showing how the geometries here don't actually make a lot of sense, and it becomes a lot more apparent once, Big Lou comes out. Those look like deep ones. Pretty sure they're deep ones. Amazing what you can do with a layer of cotton and a couple of light bulbs. I really have no idea what would possess you to touch that. Yeah, Cthulhu's running a little rich there. What are you doing up there, honestly? How'd you even get up there? Oh, the sound design here is amazing. It's amazing. Ah, the beauty of stop motion. Here we go. Yeah, just scatter like rabbits, man. This shot right here, this is amazing. Perspective tricks, just like such a simple gag to show this. Also, showing Cthulhu like that, mostly in shadow for most of this, is brilliant. Again, look, that's all fabric. It's just fabric. Euro! Yep, still not fast enough. Yes, clearly the inhuman abomination that, looks aquatic cannot possibly follow us on this boat. This is actually genuinely tense. Like, even knowing what's going to happen with the effects and the way it's shot, it's still really tense. There he be.
That's a huge bitch.
Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. It's at this point that I'd like to point out that both Cthulhu and Ursula were defeated the same way. Ursulus obviously came later, and there's no way that wasn't a callback to this. That's horrifying, actually. That's a horrifying sight. God, just seeing there, yeah, reconstituting himself. Oh, God, that's awesome. That's awesome. And now you're in an extended grippy sock vacation. Yeah, that was something in the story actually made it a lot more blatant that they were all dying because members of the cult would kill them and make it look like accidents for the most part. It's time to go. The double meaning there is ominous. The most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate its contents. Yes, those are famous lines from that book. I hope to one day publish lines that are that iconic. Someday the piecing together of disassociated knowledge will open such terrifying vistas of reality in our frightful position therein, that we shall either go mad from the revelation or flee from deadly light to the peace and safety of a new dark age. No notes. Look, like I said, this was for me. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you haven't seen this movie, when it first came out, I had to track down a DVD of it. This is pre-streaming. Yeah, no, it's wonderful. I think if you're a filmmaker, you like film, you really should see this because it's such a love letter to the genre, to a certain era of filmmaking, and to a text that kind of laid the groundwork for so many other things. Like everybody from like Stephen King to Guillermo del Toro to pretty much anybody that works in horror or fantasy at some point has been influenced by this story and the body of work that Lovecraft left behind. Again, screw the guy, but his work clearly was a massive influence on speculative fiction as it exists today. I'm open to this, if you all ask for it enough, and if this video does well enough, I might do another commentary reaction to the other movie that the H.P. Lovecraft Society did, which is The Whisperer in Darkness. Now, that one is really interesting because half the movie, about 45 minutes, is the original story, the one that Lovecraft wrote. The last half of the second act and the third act are an addition to that original story. Like, the original story kind of ended on a cliffhanger. Well, kind of not really a cliffhanger, kind of an open ending. But the adaptation actually adds a whole act and a half, which normally I would be very against, but I think they handled it very, very well. It's really, really creepy. It has actually some legitimately tense and shocking moments in that new story. So if you want me to do that, go ahead and just, I'll leave something down in the comments below. But for right now, thank you very much for watching. Thank you again for everybody who sent messages, well wishes, condolences, things like that. Not really condolences, just well wishes. We're doing fine, but yeah, that sucked. So, not the movie, the car crash. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later.